Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Larry. This is a model that I created that will allow you to connect with young people. The L stands for listen. The R for relate. The second R is for respect. And then the I is for instruct. The biggest thing that I want you to grasp about this is that because the L, R, R, listen, relate, and respect, they're all together. But the I is separate. The I is for instruct. Instruction is separate because it has to be the last component. Only after you've done these three can you then turn around and begin to instruct them. Your instruction is going to be ineffective until you follow these three. And I'll give you some brief points on each one of them. Listen. We all know the foundation of communication is listening. What I found that most adults do is that they know for a fact that what they're telling that young person is true and that that young person needs it. But not enough of us take time to listen to what they're saying. If you listen long enough, you'll get to the root of what it is that's bothering them. You'll get to the root of why it is that what you're telling them is not connected. You'll get to the root of what motivates them. So we have to listen to them on an ongoing basis. You can learn a lot just by listening. And from talking to young people, what we found is that most young people, this is their biggest problem with the adults in their lives. They don't listen to them. So not only do you have to listen, that young person has to know that you are listening to them as well. The second R, relatability. My ability to connect with young people comes from me throwing myself into their environment. Learning what it is that they like, learning what activities they engage in, what music they listen to. Going back to this, listening to them on why they like it, that helps me develop a deeper understanding of it, and then I can relate to them. So when they're talking about one of the new rap songs that came out, and I can sing along with it, that gives me a platform with them because I can relate. Because they don't expect us to know this. They don't expect you to know what song just came out. They don't expect you to know the clothing trend, or the jewelry trend, or the video game. They don't expect you to know that. So the shock factor alone from relatability, just by throwing yourself into the environment, and most of the people in this audience today are educators, so it's no different from learning any material, any subject matter. You have to study. And as part of our job descriptions, when we connect with young people, we have to study their environment. This is relatability, but R is for respect. That goes hand in hand. Once we relate to them and listen to them, it's a whole lot easier to respect them. It's a whole lot easier to understand their perspective. And a lot of us say that we respect young people, but we really don't. We think they're naive. We think that they are the worst generation we ever had. We think that they're not listening and they don't get it and they won't get it until it's too late. But if we operate out of a place of genuine respect, not only will it make us more in tune to that young person, but will also make that young person in tune to us and what we have to say. And it's only after we do these three that we can go to the final slice of the pie, which is instruct. Instruction is probably, I would say, one of the most valuable parts of this model called Larry, because it allows us to pour into them and to give them the wisdom that we have. So once we instruct them, it makes all of this worth it. And what we found is that a lot of people don't want to spend time on this. They want to go directly into instruction. And you can't do that without these three. So this is a great model for you to keep in mind, to keep it in perspective and understand what things are important and what order we should be doing them in. And call it Larry. So for the final part of what we're going to talk about today,